right. There was this video that we were surprised about because it had huge numbers, 1 million views on TikTok, and it was a South African a TikTok video. We know those are always trending, and it was of a newly qualified South African doctor who was studying in China, and she had this amazing welcome. And South Africans, we do it very well in terms of welcoming you or celebrating you, or we do have that sense of enthusiasm. Let me give you a bit of a hint of the atmosphere on when Maria Mabuza, a newly qualified medical doctor, arrived at the OR Tambo after many, many years studying in China. Listen to this. This is the kind of celebration we all want when we come back home. Hey, we do it South African style, right? And then when we saw this video, we're like, I wonder how it feels to actually be leaving your country for the sake of study. You're not just leaving your country to go to another African country. You're going outside of the continent to a completely new culture, to a different new space, and you have to focus on education. Maria Mabuza is joining us in studio to speak about how studying abroad can be a transformative experience. What are the challenges in so doing? And it requires probably careful planning, selecting the right institution. I know some people select institutions when they're there. They're like, oh no, I didn't think it would be like this. Securing the right kind of funding, navigating visa requirements, adapting to different academic systems. We explore what it takes to pursue education beyond one's home country, highlighting both the challenges and the opportunities for students aiming to broaden their horizons. Maria is joining us in studio. Welcome to Channel Africa, Maria. Welcome home.
Thank you very much. 你好，大家好，我叫马周雅。
Oh, yes.
我最近毕业了。
Oh, nice.
我是
That's a beautiful welcome. What does that mean?
I don't know. I was saying, hello, everyone. My name is Maria. Oh, but Majoya, okay, an interesting fact is that at school we were given Chinese names.
Okay.
So I am not Maria. I was not Maria back in China.
Okay.
In class, we were all given Chinese names, so I was Majoya.
Hello, Majoya.
Thank you so much. And I'm like, I recently graduated, so I guess that makes me a doctor. I graduated from medical school.
Oh, fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about that. It's an interesting thing because when you're choosing to study outside of the country, it's a big risk, right? What made you to say, you know what, I want to study outside of the country, and out of all countries, I'm going to China?
I think, I'm not sure if people saw a video that Guijo Avenue posted, but then how my journey began is that I've always wanted to study medicine, but I think I lacked self-belief because I did not get I applied to not all, but a few South African universities, and I didn't get accepted. And then I was doing then I did BSc and SMU. And then during that time, my mom, who is a nurse, had a patient who was studying from SA, who was studying medicine in Cuba. And then that's where everything that interaction sparked the idea of I can apply internationally.
Okay, and I'm sure selecting a school in itself is not easy, right? Did you get recommendations? Was it researching on the internet? How did you go about that element? Because also you don't know whether, this website is a bogus website, or what are we going to do? Is this credible? How did you go through that process of finding the right school?
Initially, based on the interaction with the Cuban student, we thought of Cuba. But then we realized that we can't go as an individual student. It's based on the government taking the students. So then with researching and seeing Instagram, I followed a lot of medical students on Instagram. Okay. And then some medical students offered services to help students apply at their universities. So there were countries that were very expensive. Finance is a big issue. And then with how I ended up selecting China is that I knew someone that studied in China, but not even medicine. But the fact that knowing someone personally that studied there, I'm like, let me look into China.
Yeah.
But then and then when I started looking into China, I was scared because China is such a big country.
Yeah.
It has so many, over 1,000 universities, and not all of them are accredited. So I think that's why I chose the route of using an agency.
Oh, fantastic.
So I didn't apply by myself. I used an agency hoping that they know which university in their country is credited.
And also, like, getting ready for all that stuff. Like, okay, you've been accepted in the school, you've looked, you've gotten everything checked. Now you have to say goodbye to mommy. And then you have to start your life in a different country. I'm sure setting that up in terms of the administrative stuff, making sure you have the right visas, where you're going to stay, sure, sounds like a handful.
It was exciting because I'm finally doing something I've always wanted to do.
Oh, you've always wanted to get to study somewhere else. Okay.
No, not somewhere, but
being outside of the
just
country.
medicine. Like I've finally gotten that acceptance letter.
Okay.
So then everything was just exciting, and now, like I was saying, in that year, I started in 2019. I was studying at SMU at Sefako Makatu, like a BSc. So I started my process in July during the mid-year break. So I had the time. I was at home to like literally like Google, and I don't think, luckily for me, I don't think the Chinese embassy, it's not that difficult to get a visa.
Yeah.
It's not that hectic. The requirements are not really that hectic. Once you accept it and you have that acceptance letter, and then you get your appointment, you go there. We don't even have an interview. With the Chinese part of it, it's not a very difficult process.
All right, and then you land in China. Don't you feel like a culture shock? Number one, it's very urbanized. It's huge. It's a huge city. It's busy. The population dynamic is huge. The food is completely different to what we eat here in South Africa. The music scene is probably different. The social media is very not even parallel to what we do here in South Africa. How was your experience as soon as you landed? Which Chinese town were you in?
I was in a small city called Jinzhou. It was not in the Shanghais and the Guangzhou.
Okay, that even makes it easier, right? Yeah.
Why is it making it easier?
I don't know, because you're not
it's
like in that like the crazy urban environment that is.
It depends on how you look at it.
Okay, tell me more.
But then, the first thing I remember in the airport, or in the flight, I was sitting next to a Chinese man. He saw me like, he asked me, I'm going to school for the first time. He said, I'm going to speak to the young people. The young people are being taught English these days. They know English. I'm like, okay, fine. When I arrived there, there was no English. Like, the young people were not speaking English. I was trying to look for young people to speak. There was no English. And at that time, I didn't even have the apps to translate. Like, I feel like God just carried me through.
Sure.
It was just not me. Because, it was very, very foreign. Everything was so foreign. But then I just felt like everything was just falling into place for me to get from the airport and to get to school. And luckily, the agency had organized a transfer from the airport to my school. So that made things easier. So, it was a shock especially there was like a side of relief when they told me that I had to speak to young people. So then when I got there and I was trying to speak to young people and they still don't know the language, I was like, oh my gosh.
How am I going to connect here? Okay, we'll find out after the break how you made that connection, how you actually jumped that particular challenge, because I think language is such an important thing. How did you start making friends? How did you overcome that language barrier? I'm looking forward to that. But also the food, did you find it? Did you sneak in a little bit of South African pap, masonja? What did you do to actually diraja? How did you adapt in terms of also having that South African experience while you're abroad? Well, we'll have more of this conversation. How do you actually study outside of the continent? How's the experience? We're getting the first-hand account from our guests today. Remember, if you want to ask questions on this, remember our WhatsApp number is +27634069126. 406 Take a break. We'll be back.
Download the SABC app and take Channel Africa with you everywhere you go. Africa, it's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la Double K
or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
C. Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. And join the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Balisa and Benjamin, fuel your day with fresh African perspective on Channel Africa.
Hey, Maria left as just Maria, and then she came back as Dr. Maria Mabuza when she came back to the continent after studying in China. And what's your other name again? The Chinese name, yeah.
Majoya.
Majoya. Hi, Majoya.
Yeah,
Majoya.
hi.
So, the language thing is a big one, and I'm sure many people who study abroad, it becomes a big challenge. How did you overcome that?
I think, school-wise, I was in an international school. I was taught in English and not Mandarin. So meaning in my class, it was just a group of we were all foreigners from different parts of the world, Asia, Africa. So in terms of the classroom setting, it was not a factor because English was the main language being used between us students and with the teachers. And then when you go outside, and then that's where the challenge begins. Our phones worked a lot. It was interesting that you would be in a room with someone speaking, but you're not speaking. You're literally texting. You're translating. and even when I'm translating, I'm there thinking, this is so weird. Because it's so quiet. Because you're texting, showing each other, translating. So and then one would ask... So you can survive being in China without knowing the language, but then knowing the language does make things simple, easier for you. Because even when you speak a simple line of Mandarin, they get so excited. It's like, cool. Oh my God, you know something. And then they want to start asking a lot of questions like, oh, wait, I'm not at that level yet. So it is manageable in the school setting because it was an international school and we were all using English as our main language. And then outside, we translated.
Yeah. I've been to other countries outside of South Africa, and one of the biggest challenge for me, I have to be honest with you, Maria, is food, right? And I've only been there for short periods of time, maximum 2 weeks, and I just struggle with food. I just feel like, when you're used to a certain cuisine, South African food, no one can replace that. We have the best food here in this country. But when you go to another country, you have to adapt to their lifestyle, their way of eating. How was that for you?
Like I've mentioned, a big thing I did before leaving was I researched a lot, watched YouTube videos. I really like a medical student in China and even Instagram. So one thing we were advised from the YouTubers is that carry spices. Your rajas, your beef stock.
Okay,
there's a suitcase for...
nothing replaces raja.
There's a suitcase for your clothing and a suitcase for food stuff. So then having that, at least it's a taste of home. So you can buy your chicken. One of my favorite food is chicken feet.
Oh,
so
me too.
You buy your chicken feet. I
just had those last night, yeah. I love chicken feet.
Yeah, you buy your chicken feet and then stock and raja.
You're good to go.
Yeah,
So let's look into that bag. What did you have in that bag of ingredients? What were your favorite ones? Oh my God,
6 years ago. I had the spices. I had short hair. Some people also bring hair fiber.
Okay.
The hairpiece.
Yes.
So, wigs.
Yes.
I had short hair, so I brought my wigs. I bought hair dye.
Okay.
Because my hair was brown, and then I had to dye it black when I'm tired of the brown. I had food spices, your rajas, your beef stocks, your aromats.
Yes, aromats.
I think my suitcase was so heavy. I had tin beef, the tin fish. I literally bought the tin fish.
Oh man, you love some of my favorite food as well, And then what do you think is the biggest thing that you've gained? Because I think you've navigated some of the challenges very well. But when you look back, what are the things that you feel like you gained from this experience of studying abroad?
I feel like it's interesting, Hori. I can say I have international friends.
Oh, yes.
I have friends from Zambia.
Yes, go.
I have friends from Thailand. I have friends from Bangladesh. I have friends from Myanmar. I never even knew the country.
Yeah.
And it's such an interesting thing that now I have friends from different parts of the world. And also, it opened my mind. There's so many things that I didn't know. I feel like I was living in a shell, and you say that once I'm scared to even mention because it's embarrassing. But then there's some things that I was shocked at how this is how things are. Like even simple things like with KFC. Me, I don't know. Some restaurants are international. I really thought some brands are South African brands.
Sure.
And okay, it's funny, I embarrass myself. Things like a hijab for Muslims.
Okay. Yes.
I seriously thought Muslim is for Indian people.
Okay.
So then when I got to class, we had a lot of Tanzanian students, and the girls,
black
girls,
Tanzanian students. Yeah.
So the black girls wearing the hijabs, I used to feel like,
what's going on there?
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, black people's for Christians. I really did think that.
Yes.
So like going international, like going outside the country really opens your mind to the cultures, how people live, and like just different type of people, different like countries and cultures and everything I learned.
Yeah.
And like my mind is now open. I'm like, okay.
That's fantastic. You know, we've had such a lovely conversation with you. But as we wrap it up, let us know, coming back home, how are things now? Trying to readapt to home, reconnect with the people that you've been connecting with, maybe on Zoom and speaking to via WhatsApp calls. How's it coming back home, adjusting, maybe also finding a new job this side? How have things been?
As for Zoom, how to FaceTime?
FaceTime, okay.
Like Zoom is so old.
Sorry.
I'm joking. I just arrived.
Okay, yeah.
I literally arrived 2 weeks back.
Sure.
So right now, in terms of studying internationally as in the health department, when we come back, we have a board exam to write.
Okay.
So right now what's on my plate is studying for my board exam.
Okay.
And then after writing board exams, that's when you will be placed for your internship, and that's when you will start working.
Okay, fantastic.
So right now,
And then connecting with family, how's that been?
I'm calling. Everyone's so excited.
Okay.
I still haven't visited.
It's overwhelming.
I'm just still relaxing. Especially, it was so overwhelming. The welcome was so unexpected.
Yes. Did you think you'll get 1 million views on the TikTok?
Over 5 million.
So it's 5 million now.
Yeah, the comments are a lot. My mom thought she would be able to read through all of them every day. Like 20,000.
Who posted that video?
It's Guija Avenue.
Okay.
My parents are so nice. They organized Guija Avenue to welcome me at the airport. It's
amazing.
Yeah, it's a singing
group.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I should say choir.
Yes.
But then so they posted the video on their TikTok page, actually all their social media networks. So it was very heartwarming. I didn't expect it at all. I'm so grateful for that experience and the love I've received from the comments on Twitter and TikTok, Instagram, like literally all the social media networks. It's very unexpected.
5 million. That's no joke. You
I
are
can't
famous
explain.
now officially. But Dr. Maria, we have to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure many Africans were listening to this, and you've given them a bit of a glimpse of how it feels to study abroad. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. That's Dr. Maria Mabuza, newly qualified medical doctor. Very soon she'll be landing a new job in South Africa. You want to work here or abroad?
No, I'm definitely working at home.
Okay,
Being a
fantastic.
foreigner is not that easy.
All right, man. Let's quickly move on right now and get our latest sports update. It's 9:31 Central African time.